All right. You said we live. All right. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Monster 5000, Mataza Pa. I will be holding down tonight's class. All right. Tonight is Tuesday. It's the Brotherhood class. If you didn't see the title, we're going into two brothers, two Israelites named Joab and Abner. One being the son of Saul, one being the son of David. All right. I think I'm on the so that's what we're going to be going into tonight. So we're going to be going into 2 Samuel. We're going to be going into 2 Samuel. But before I actually go into that, Kohal, you see how what's that? The National Guard is in DC. The National Guard is in DC, and then also they're trying to talk about sending the National Guard into Chicago, right? Which are notably two bad places. But one thing that we haven't as a nation of people, right? One thing that we haven't figured out as Black people, we haven't figured out that we're always the damn scapegoats. We are always the scapegoat. Now, what's more important than what's going on in DC, and what's more important than what's going on in Chicago, is the fact that your president got caught up in PDF stuff, right? With a known, how do you say, someone who takes advantage of children.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Donald Trump got caught up with Jeffrey Epstein, which we know is a known abuser of children. It's in the records. We could see that. But in the midst of all that stuff coming out, where it's him being involved with this, him being involved with different things, and now that the information is starting to come out, things are starting to come out. Now all of a sudden he's trying to hide this information. The things that's going on with Israel and Hamas, and the genocide that's happening, right? Those things right there are should be front page every day. You see what I'm saying? But that can be overshadowed by Black people. A few Black people who's following the culture of the oppressor, like the unaliving of Black people with each other, right? When you see the culture, that's the gangsterism, with the gangs and the different cliques and all that you see in DC, that you see in Chicago, you know what it is? It's a carbon copy of white culture from the 20s and the 30s.
Right.
With the bootleg prohibition and all that kind of stuff like that, man. The prohibition with bootlegging and tobacco and all that kind of stuff. And you had people fighting for positions. You had the Murder Inc. You had the Purple Gang. You had all these different, Irish gangs. All them different, the Ish gangs. When all these, you know what I'm talking about, all them gangster movies you used to watch, Al Capone and Lucky Luciano and all that stuff like that, that culture right there, that is Black culture right now today.
Right.
That's what it is, Black culture today. And I'm gonna show you how it spiritually it is. The same people that we see out here today are naming themselves after these gangs. Murder Inc. What was the dude that ran Murder Inc.? He passed away.
Irv Gotti.
Irv Gotti. These are all names of gangsters, of the oppressor. You see what I'm saying? That we take on their culture, and then now we're being demonized for the same thing, that the same culture, the same behaviors that they use to make liquor legal, to make tobacco legal.
Right.
The same behaviors. All right. Just for us to wisen up. At some point, man, we got to wisen up. We got to stop letting them being able to use us as scapegoats. You see what I'm saying? We got to start holding our damn leadership accountable. You know, start telling us what's going on out here. Our leadership don't tell you nothing. Hey, our leadership just turn a blind eye. They see what's going on and then go in the house and then curl up somewhere. Go in the house and turn on Netflix. Go in the house and I don't know, do something that doesn't help the cause.
Absolutely.
All right. With that being said, Labor Day, and another thing, stop celebrating these goddamn holidays. Yesterday was Labor Day. Do you know what happened? Hey, I didn't even have to go far to see why Black people should not be celebrating these holidays. Whenever Black people celebrate American holidays, something always happens. So right where I live at, there's a liquor store. Liquor store has a big parking lot. In this parking lot, you'll see 50 people standing in the parking lot. Guys, like nobody got nothing to do. Right. And then an argument ensued like it always do when a bunch of Black people get together outside, surrounded by liquor. Argument ensues. You hear paka, 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 paka. You start seeing, pockets of people run this way, people scattering that way, people running. And then in the final aftermath, you see a sister laid out in the parking lot. She was not unalive. Fortunately, she was not unalive. I think she had took one in the leg or something like that. But just 20 feet away. You see what I mean? When, like I said, these holidays have nothing to do with us. We could have actually spent that day learning something, right? Teaching each other why we shouldn't be celebrating the holidays. We could have spent that day, we could have spent that day walking up and down the street, picking up the trash from out that mug.
Right.
Golly. Yeah, look, man, from one night, somebody usually has like a broom, dustpan, trash can, and mind you, there's trash cans lined up along the street. But every morning, somebody has to go out there and shovel the trash up. That's how much trash. But enough about that. Brotherhood. We're going to get on a story about two brothers named Joab and Abner. And the story starts in 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel, the first chapter. If you can get that, that's where we're going to start at today. And as we're reading this, I need everybody to pay attention to the jewels that's in this story. We're not going to be skipping around. We're literally going to read chapter 1 and chapter 2 verbatim. And of course, we're going to, give our breakdown as we're moving along. All right, Joab and Abner, go ahead. You got it.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites,
mm-hmm.
and David had abode 2 days in Ziklag.
Right. So this is after the what it said, the slaughter of the Amalekites. Right. We know that the Amalekites are who?
Amalek, the so-called Jewish or small hats.
Right. They are Edomites. Right. Amalek is the grandson of Edom or Esau. And those would be the people that are claiming your nationality today. All right. Verse 2.
Verse 2. It came even to pass on the 3rd day that, behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul with his clothes rent.
Right. So on the 3rd day, you see this dude come from Saul's camp. Right. And they already said that. This is after the death of Saul, right? So Saul passed away.
Right.
Now you have Edomite coming from out of Saul's camp. All right, go ahead.
With his clothes rent,
mm-hmm.
and earth upon his head.
What does that mean? Clothes rent, earth upon his head.
Yeah, like dirt all over his face and stuff.
Yeah, that's generally what people would do. Back in the day when you were sad or something like that, clothes, rent, dirt on your head. Go ahead.
behold, Salakia, and earth upon his head.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was when he came to David that he fell to the earth and did so, Salakia, Abians.
Mm-hmm.
And David said unto him, from whence comest thou? And he said unto him, out of the camp of Israel am I escaped.
Okay. So it says, verse 2, it came to pass on the third day that now this Edomite comes out with his clothes ripped and dirt on his head, right? And he came and he bowed down before David and he paid homage, right? Verse 3, and David said unto him, from whence cometh thou? Where you come from? And the Edomite replied, out of the camp of Israel am I escaped, right? Did you read verse 4? Verse 4.
And David said unto him, how went the matter? I pray thee, tell me.
Like, what happened? Tell me what happened. Go ahead.
And he answered, that the people are fled from battle, and many of the people also are fallen and dead. And Saul and Jonathan, his son, are dead also.
Right. So now he tells them that there's a lot of people who fled from this battle, right? And not only was there a lot of people that fled from the battle, he acknowledged that Saul was dead and that Jonathan was dead. You know who Jonathan is?
That's Saul's son.
That's Saul's son, right? That was David's boy.
Right.
That was David's boy, so much so that he was like, and I think that's in this chapter, if I'm not mistaken, but he was like, the love that he had for Jonathan surpassed the love of women. You see what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Now, okay, now from me just saying that, and that wasn't verbatim what it said, right? But that was like the quick version. What would you even get with that from that?
I would like
if I say, yo, man, the love I have for Kohal surpasses the love of women.
Right. It would almost be like, if I could put it in my terms.
Yeah, of course.
How sometimes you end up trying to be around your brothers and your best friends more than you do, your rib or your girlfriend.
MOB.
Right.
you know how you got them terms like this my man.
Right.
I got MOB, he got MOB, because whatever we might be doing, but this my man, so it's like it's us over top of anything.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with homosexuality.
Right.
That scripture has nothing to do with homosexuality, if I may, real quick, hold the point. But if you ever seen this one Bible, you remember there's different versions of the Bible. Now there's one Bible called the Rainbow Bible, where it highlights obscure verses. I don't even know if I should say it that way, but you know what I'm saying. It's like verses like that we understand that it's not obscure for me, but maybe somebody who don't understand, but they try to highlight stuff like that. That's pretty weird to me. But they highlight verses that where they may try to prove an argument of Leviticus.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
Sir, I was just going, if I could, just say that, the reason why, I believe that they would do something like that is they want to justify a lifestyle that they're living.
Of course.
Even though there's nothing, of that nature there.
Right.
They want to, take something and construe it to their lifestyle to justify it. And then also, a lot of Egyptologists, that have pretty much gay things in their culture, they want to go ahead and shine a bad light on us because we speak out against it.
Right. They'll bring a scripture like that.
Right.
I remember early on when Captain Tazariak used to do those debates with the conscious community, those would be the types of scriptures that they would pull out, and then we're literally having a debate about nothing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we're having a debate about this brother saying that, his boy is his boy, versus in Egyptology or in the conscious community, we can clearly see like depictions of Geb with his, his rod pointing to his mouth, or you hear the verses where one God copulated in between the buttocks of another one, and all that kind of stuff like that. We clearly see that.
If I could, I just wanted to add one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of brothers that actually have friends that they love, like a brother, and they also have a woman at home. They're gonna hear that thing where it's like, yo, you just went out with your boys last night, or you was just at the the park playing ball with your boys. Like that conversation, is going to come up, in your relationship, and that's because that love that you have, for your brothers can sometimes cloud how much time that you're spending with your woman.
Hey, and let you have a woman that's diabolical. She gonna be like, "What, you sleeping with it?" Let you have one that's diabolical, and she trying to push your buttons to get under your skin.
Right.
Oh, what y'all sleeping together? How you ready to smack her in the mouth?
Right.
You know what I mean? But anyway, I don't advocate for violence. I'm not saying to smack her in the mouth.
Right.
I say it would make you want to. Although you need to have discipline in that moment. All right. So Saul is dead and Jonathan, David's boy, is dead. Verse 5.
And David said unto the young man that told him, how knowest that thou Saul, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son be dead?
Right. How you know they did? Go ahead.
And the young man that told him said, as I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear.
What does that mean? So he's up on it. He's on, it says, and the young man that told him said, as I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear.
He took his own life.
Go ahead.
And lo, the chariots and the horsemen followed hard after him.
Right. So So Saul falls on his spear, and you have the horsemen and the chariots. They still come in. You know what I mean? They come in and they still chase them. Right. Go ahead.
And when he looked behind him.
So then that means, if I may, and so that means when he fell on his spear, he wasn't dead. You see what I'm saying? Because it says, and and David said unto the young man that told him, how knowest that Saul, Jonathan be dead? And the young man that told him said, as I happened, boom, 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 they followed him. Verse 7, which he was starting to say, and when he looked behind him, you see what I'm saying? He fell on the spear already. Right. The horsemen and the chariots are following. Now he looking behind him. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called unto me. And
he see the Edomite. Go ahead.
And I answered, here am I. And he said unto me, who art thou? And I answered him, I am an Amalekite. He said unto me again, stand, I pray thee, upon me, and slay me, for the anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me.
Right, anguish has come upon me, you know what I mean? Because he's still living, right. But everything, everything is, he just fell on his spirit, but he's still living, right? And imagine that. What's the chances of that, Kohal? That Saul got orders from the Lord to utterly destroy Amalek, right? Saul saved the king, some prior chapters before. And then now it comes full circle to the end of Saul's life. And now he's asking Amalek to off him. Ooh, wait. Ain't that crazy?
I never thought of it like that.
Ain't that? Now you asking this very people that you were supposed to destroy you.
Right.
Oh, yeah. What's going on here? So that's why you pray every day, man, that the Lord continues to use you and the Lord don't spit you out, because that's, this is going to happen. You're going to go back to your gang. You're going to love Esau again. You're going to ask Esau to off you. Golly, imagine that. He asked after this dude said he was a Amalekite. He said, "I pray you that you do what you do. That you do this, right?" So verse 9, or no, verse 10.
10. Kind of one kind. So I stood upon him and slew him.
And he did what?
Slew him.
What did this Edomite do?
Slew him.
He slew a king in Israel. A piece of garbage. A piece of garbage oppressor killed one of the Lord's anointed. Right? Go ahead.
Because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head.
Right. So after he finished doing the do to Saul, unaliving Saul, then he took the crown that was on Saul's head. Right. Read on.
And the bracelet that was on his arm.
Right. And he had a bracelet too. You feel me? Probably had a gold bracelet or something. You know, Saul was the king. Go ahead.
And have brought them hither unto my Lord.
Right. And this Edomite is like, and I brought him here to my Lord. You didn't know I was going to be here at this time. You know, that's just like Esau. Esau a liar like a mug, right? Or because you standing here and you standing in front of me right now. Yeah, I took this and I brought him to my Lord. No, you didn't. Because if you didn't see me, you was about to take this and go somewhere else and pawn it. You know, I was about to find this in the pawn shop somewhere. You see what I'm saying? You was about to sell it. It wasn't, I'm bringing it to my Lord. Read on. Let's see what happened to Amalek.
Then David took hold on his clothes and rent them. And likewise all the men that were with him.
Well, because now David is hearing this bad news about King Saul. Bad news about his boy, Jonathan. Remember, I don't know if everybody knows the history between Saul and David, but even when Saul was trying to unalive David that whole time, it was like 2 or 3 times that Saul tried to unalive David. David kept perfect brotherhood with him because of him being the Lord's anointed. Because David understood brotherhood, right? So now when this is happening, even though Saul was trying to unalive David all those times, David is still sad because Saul and Jonathan are unalived, and he's mad. Read on.
Another one comes. And they mourned and wept and fasted until even for Saul and for Jonathan his son and for the people of the Lord and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword.
Right, the different brothers that was out there and fell that day, fell to the sword. Jonathan, Saul, these brothers, David and the brothers that was with them, they rent their clothes. They were sad. What it said, they fasted. They even fasted. You feel me? Go ahead.
And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite.
13, right? That was verse 13.
That was 13.
It says, and David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. Go ahead.
And David said unto him, How wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Lord's anointed?
Like, how wasn't you wasn't afraid to stretch forth your hand and off one of the Lord's anointed? Who you think you are? How wasn't you afraid of that? Go ahead.
And David called one of the young men.
Hey, Michael Ward. Hey, Locker Rob. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Locker Rob, come here. Go ahead.
And said, Go near and fall upon him.
Yeah, come here. Let me call one of the young bulls. Hey, go past this Edomite and fall on him. Y'all know what that means. Go ahead.
And he smote him that he died.
Now, I got another question for for anybody and everybody, right? If the Christian, you know how Christians believe that strangers going to be saved and all this kind of stuff like that. Why isn't this stranger being saved in this time of at this time?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's a difference between the strangers. That's why there's a difference in Leviticus, the 25th chapter. There's a difference in 35th verse. There's a difference between an Israelite stranger or sojourner and a heathen stranger or sojourner. Now, if this was an Israelite stranger, it would have happened. Everything would have happened differently. But because this was not an Israelite stranger, there is no mercy.
Right.
I don't need to show you no mercy or show you nothing. You a Edomite, a stranger that's not from my nation, and you did something that totally goes against, that went against my nation. So now I can off you. People should use this example a little bit more. Well, how come David killed the Amalekite that was a stranger instead of giving him a pass? How come he didn't give him a second chance? If we're supposed to love strangers and sojourners and all that, how come he didn't give him a second pass right there? He didn't give him a second pass because he understands what modern day Christians don't understand. He understands brotherhood. How the hell I'm going to give you a pass and you unaliving my people? Go ahead.
Verse 16. And David said unto him, thy blood be upon thy head.
And your blood is on your, we unalived you, but your blood is on your head, not on mine, not on his. It's on your head. Why?
For thy mouth has testified against thee.
Right, because your mouth testified against you. About what?
Saying, I have slain the Lord's anointed.
Right, because you admitted to your crime. That was the punishment befitting for that crime. Right. Read on.
Verse 18. Also, he bade them teach the children. Oh, Salakia. We're on 17, right?
17, yeah.
Verse 17. And David lamented with his lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan, his son.
Right, he's sad. Go ahead.
Also, he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher.
Right, and he told them at that time to teach the children of Judah how to use the bow. Right, go ahead.
The beauty of Israel.
One more thing. I ain't gonna cut you off. So like. And I know it just said the book of Joshua. But if you go, because I'm not sure who's in there, how many people we got in there or whatever. But do not go on Amazon trying to look for the book of Joshua.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If you go on Amazon looking for the book of Jasher, you are going to find a book written by an Amalekite. the very person that's just got unalived in this chapter.
Right.
You're going to find a book written by an Edomite with his imagination on this and that, and it's going to jam you up when it comes to the Bible, because none of that stuff coincides with the Bible. And it's one of those, if I can give you a scripture, it says, beware of the making of many books. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if this goes with it, but or if it's the same, or if it's a different scripture, but it says, always learning and never coming into the knowledge of the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You trying to read all these books and you're not even grounded in the truth. So then you read the book of Jasher, or what's the other one they be reading?
Book of Enoch.
Book of Enoch, and they telling you that Moses is an Edomite or some other kind of goofy stuff. Now you coming in here asking me stupid questions.
Salagi, if I could, that just reminds me of all the stuff that I see online with brothers being confused on what's real and what's fake, what they should be reading, especially when you said, ever learning and never understanding,
Yeah.
something like that. There's things online, and this is just a real quick thing, if I could.
Of course.
There was a brother online, because I'm on, Instagram, sometimes battling people in the comments, and it was Young Thug saying one thing about how, forget, being conscious, let the police deal with whatever about black men, being hurt by the police.
Yeah.
And then concert, and then another clip right that was attached to it was Tupac saying you got to be wary of these people that entertain the community and don't care nothing about it.
Right.
Under the comment, I'm looking through the comments to see the temperature, like if people are got wisdom. No, they don't. I see a brother that says Tupac and him are the same, this, that, and the fourth, yada yada yada. Like what he said didn't hold weight. And then I look, and then he's the type of brother that puts up posts that say this person and this person are the same person. Like, you ever seen those where they say that two different celebrities are the same person? No. One of those are the type of people that read the book of Joshua. Like, they'll take
what you mean, like
they'll take like
they're the same
Kai Cenat, and they'll take somebody that looks like Kai Cenat and say that these are not two different people. This is an industry person that is the same person playing two different people. Have you ever seen that before?
Nah.
It's insane, sir.
I've seen something where they say like everybody has like a double from back in the day or something.
No, the brothers that believe that type of stuff, like the book of Jasher, and they get into all these conspiracy theories. They believe stuff like that.
Yeah, they knuckleheads. Trust me. I used to go down that conspiracy theory rabbit hole. And then one thing that I did realize is, who the hell cares about half of that anyway? Half of that I'll never be able to prove in my lifetime.
Right.
And then some of that wasn't a conspiracy theory. Some of that was just chalked up as conspiracy theory, because it's just so easy to say conspiracy theory, and then people, he's a crazy.
Right.
They have dog whistle terms, so some of the things that I did research wasn't BS. Some things that I did research was BS, and that's the things that, black people consistently go down that flat earth, hollow earth. Give me some more stuff that
Nephilim,
all that kind of stupid stuff.
Right. Salaki, I kind of took us off a little bit.
No, that's not going to. It's not going to raise the consciousness of black people. It's not going to, stop us from loving the oppressor. Even though he's beating us in our head, none of that stuff is going to stop us from doing the things that we're doing. It's not going to turn us away from the horrible things that we're doing and the punishments that we're receiving for doing bad things.
Right.
So verse, what's that? 19.
Kind out of one kind. Verse 19. The beauty of Israel is slain upon thy high places. Mm-hmm. How are the mighty fallen? Right, because
Saul and David was slain up in the high places. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Tell it not in Gath. Publish it not in the streets of Escalon, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice.
Right. Don't publish this.
Right.
Right. Because if you do, what's going to happen? The people that hate us are going to rejoice, like they always do, like they do today. When things happen to us, there's people that's rejoicing that the National Guard that's in DC, and 500 people got locked up and all that. It's people that rejoice in that. Right, read on.
Lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph.
What they call them, Philistines and the people of the other nations?
Uncircumcised
heathens. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Yea, mountains of Gilboa, or Salakia, ye mountains of Gilboa, let there be no dew, neither let there be rain.
Right, he's talking to the mountains of Gilboa. Hey, let there be no dew, let there be no rain. Read on.
Upon you, nor fields of offerings, for there the shield of the mighty is vilely cast away. The shield of Saul, as though he had not been anointed with oil.
Right. Saul did, like he wasn't the king of Israel.
Right.
Like he wasn't anointed like y'all brothers is anointed when you get your name, when you get different ranks in the school and stuff like that. and you get anointed. He's slain on the top of the mountain like he wasn't anointed with the oil.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 22. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty.
Right. So they did their thing. You know how the general be like, hey, say you do something good, right? You go on Facebook and General Muhammad be like, hey, Kohal brought the sword back wet. You know what I mean? That's what this is. That's like with the terminology of this right here. It says Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty. You know what I mean? Like his sword was wet, and Jonathan didn't turn. You know, he did his thing while he was up there. You feel me? In battle. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided.
Right. They were lovely. They were pleasant in their lives, and then not divided in death. Right. Read on.
They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions.
Right. Fast as an eagle. Swifter. So he's in their death. He's talking about how great they were.
Right.
Right. He's talking about how great they were when they were alive. They were fast as eagles, strong as a lion. You know what I mean? All brought the sword back wet. Read on.
Verse 24. Ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul.
Right. And imagine this is a brother that tried to unalive David 2 or 3 times.
Right.
This is brotherhood. Understand what true brotherhood looks like. Understand what forgiving a nigga or forgiving a brother, Salakia from my language, forgiving a brother 70 times 7 looks like.
Right.
How many times did Saul try to unalive David? And David could have literally. One time they was in a cave and David was standing there and David just cut a piece of his garment off. Right. And left the garment there when Saul was asleep at night. And so many times he could have unalived him. Another time they was in the camp, he sleep. And you know, he went out there, like it was so many times that David could have showed Saul, like, man, who you think you what? I got the drop on you. But every time he respected who the Lord chose. He respected the anointed of the Most High, right? And even with like I said, even with Saul trying to unalive David, even in Saul's death, what it says right here.
In verse 23.
Is it 23?
And in their death they were not divided.
Let me see. No, okay, verse 24, where he's even after that's like you trying to okay, who got beef out here? Give me 2 people that got beef.
I would say 50 and Rick Ross.
50 and Rick Ross. 50 and Rick Ross, right? Got beef. But it's like Rick Ross being unalived, or let's say 50 being, or let's say the bigger villain. Let's say 50 being unalived, but Rick Ross still telling people to mourn over 50 Cent.
Right.
And being sincere about it, not just saying do it, you know, not like how 50 Cent took a picture of like with Irv Gotti after he passed away. Like that was diabolical, right? But say 50 passes away and Rick Ross is genuinely telling people to weep after the brother, to, you know what I mean, to genuinely be sad because this brother was anointed by the Lord.
Right.
You know, putting our differences aside. Putting our differences aside. That's true brotherhood. That's true brotherhood when you have the ability to do that. Right? Yeah. What was that? Verse 25, right? Verse 25.
Verse 25. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of battle? O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thine high places.
Right. Remember when when he just said, he prayed that no dew comes on the top of Gilboa, no dew, no rain, no anything, because the anointed was slain on the high places. And it's letting you know that Jonathan was slain up there. Go ahead.
Right. No, I was just going to say, what you bringing is so heavy because the way we treat each other and how callous we are, if somebody ever did anything, we're unforgiving. Like, I remember with the whole situation with, Gucci and, what's his name? Not Jeezy, Gucci and Jeezy.
Yeah.
One of, Jeezy's people tried to, rob, Gucci and ended up being unalive. Till this day, Gucci doesn't let it go and talks about how he smoked, Jeezy's man like a pack.
Yeah.
And he won't just let it go and say, you know what? That brother tried whatever he tried with me. It is what it is. It is what it is. Condolences to his family. But he's like, rapping about it, proud of it.
Where the dude Pookie Loc?
Yeah, that's his name.
Pookie Loc.
Right.
And even in the verses, after years and years, this happened back in the day.
Right.
Remember, they did the verses maybe a couple years ago or something like that. Even in that verses, he started talking about smoking on Pookie Loc or something like that. Crazy. It was diabolical. Like, black people do not like nothing
at all
die down. You see what I'm saying? We harbor something for years and years and years without forgiving one another. And that's one of our big problems is we have to learn how to forgive one another the same way we can be so forgiving of everybody else. We're so forgiving of everybody else. Hey, why not give your brother a try? That's it. Yeah, hell, you walk down the street, the oppressor step on your foot, you apologize. You with the oppressor's like, sorry, excuse me. With your brother, nigga, what?
If I could, because a lot what you're saying is heavy because with the men above me and I just see like different classes like yours, other brothers and the generals, you just get to see spiritually what has happened to us that we can't forgive each other, but we tiptoe around the oppressor, like you said, even in jobs. To where like a brother changes like his mannerisms and his voice around the oppressor. Like I'm in a meeting today and I noticed it. A brother, doing, certain things like a new brother on that's in my team during our, meeting. I'm just kind of looking like this brother is just being so extra right now and pretty much tap dancing for them.
That's
but I can tell that he's one of those brothers that probably can't even forgive his own. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I see that in the world now after being in ISUPK, how brothers really are.
Soon as he get out the thing, man, these niggas is chill. He turned into his regular self. That's you. That's really you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you get up in those meetings, that's not you.
Right. And Salaki, if I could, just one more big thing that I remember.
Come on with it.
I remember pretty much helping save a brother's job. I used to work at this slavery where, they were trying to do an investigation on a brother. He had nothing to do with what they were doing an investigation on because they tried to say he crashed one of the vehicles at work.
Oh, that's funny.
I found out what really happened, brought it to their attention, and was like, no, it wasn't the brother. It was actually this person. It was a devil that crashed it. They dropped the investigation. So I pretty much saved the brother's job. Later, the oppressor found a way because they were always trying to get brothers out of this job. They didn't like us working.
But they didn't keep the investigation up on it either, but they dropped it on the brother.
I let him know what happened. Later, when my job was on the line over like they did to him, that brother would not help me at all. All I needed him was to just get footage like, look, here's the proof here. Brother wouldn't help me. Job out the window.
Man, look. Job out the window.
Job out the window.
Hey, you watching the job?
It's a lot.
I got one on a smaller level. It's when I was up in. Never mind. I'll just leave that.
No sweat.
Yeah, I don't need to give no prison stories. But I'm sure you can know where I'm about. Verse 20.
I think we stopped at 24.
Right, because David is saying that Saul and Jonathan were lovely in their lives and pleasant,
Right.
and that they were swifter than eagles and stronger than lions. Verse 24.
Verse 24. The daughters of Israel weep over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel.
You had to do a jump or something? Okay, Eric, you good? All right, which it said, ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. Read on.
Khan out of one Khan. Verse 25. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle? O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thine high places.
God damn, man, how that happened, yo? How that happened, Jonathan? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How that happened? Read on.
Khan out of one Khan. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women.
Oh, that's there. Go right there. It says, I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Like he's going through it because this is his man's now, right? And it's like, very pleasant has thou been unto me. Like you've been my nigga. You know what I mean? Like we ain't had no bad blood. Like you never did anything wrong to me. You've always been pleasant, right? And it says, unto me, thy love to me was wonderful. Like you kept it funky with me. You feel me? You always kept it funky with me, surpassing or passing the love of women, meaning MOB. Like we're that cool. You see what I'm saying? I can get money with you, and I'm not worried about a woman right now at this time per se. That's not saying I'm not worried about women.
Right.
Or I'm going to choose you over a woman when the time comes. you know what I'm talking about when that time comes. You know,
right.
I'm not going to be choosing you, Jonathan, over no woman.
Right.
But we understand what he's talking about right here. All right. Verse 27.
Verse 27.
And then roll right into chapter 2.
Khan out of one Khan.
Uh-huh.
How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished? And it came to Salakia, the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that David inquired of the Lord, saying, shall I go up into any of the cities of Judah?
Like David, like, man, hold on. Hey, Lord, should I go up into any of these cities up in Judah? Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto him, go up. And David said, whither shall I go up? And he said, unto Hebron.
Right, go up to Hebron, right? It's a city controlled by Judah. Go ahead.
So David went up thither, and his two wives also, Ahinoam and Jezreelitess, Salakia, and Abigail, Nabal's wife, the Carmelite. And his men that were with him did David bring up, every man with his household, and they dwelt in the cities of Hebron. Right.
So David came to Hebron with his two wives, and other Israelites. He brought them and their houses to Hebron as well. Go ahead.
And the men of Judah came, and there they anointed David king over the house of Judah.
Right. So when they get there to Hebron, those brothers, they anoint David the king, right? Why are they anointing David the king? Because there is no king. Saul is unalived, right? Read on.
And they told David, saying that the men of Jabesh Gilead were they that buried Saul.
Right. And then they told him that, the dudes in Jabesh Gilead, that they were the ones that buried Saul. Read on.
And David sent messengers unto the men of Jabesh Gilead, and said unto them, blessed be ye of the Lord, that ye have showed this kindness unto your Lord, even unto Saul, and have buried him.
Right. So he's like, he's blessing them Blessed be ye of the Lord that ye showed this kindness unto your Adawan, right? Unto your Lord, right? Unto your Adawan, even unto Saul, and had buried him, right? Because they could have just left him up there,
Right.
you know. A lot of times we see that. A lot of times we can see that in the streets today, man. You know, you see somebody get unalive, they just leave you in the streets. But it takes a certain type of person now to be able to come over there. Even, okay, let's even say like you're not unalive. Even just, okay, they see you falling, you're down. It takes a certain type of person to even come over there and see what the hell if you okay.
Right.
To ask you, are you okay? To start CPR, to even do anything. Read on.
Khan Adawan Khan. And now the Lord show kindness and truth unto you, and I also will requite you this kindness, because ye have done this thing.
Right. So I'm going to do good to you because you did good. Right. Read on.
Therefore, now let your hands be strengthened.
Well, let these be strengthened. All right. They weak right now, or they might not be weak, but because they could be strong. Right. Hey, let them be more stronger. let them hands be strengthened. Go ahead.
And be ye valiant. For your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king over them.
Right. And now the house of Judah has anointed me king over the house of Judah. Read on.
But Abner, the son of Ner, captain of Saul's hosts, took Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim.
So now Abner brings Ishbosheth to this place called Mahanaim. Verse 9.
Verse 9. And made him king over Gilead.
Right. So, but then you have these other Israelites who took Ishbosheth and they made him king.
They done started another Israelite group.
Yeah, that's what happened. They started the sons of something. You know, all these damn groups that be starting.
Right.
Right. And it's just like our problem. We have a hard time getting behind one person. We try to have a whole bunch of different leaders who we feel comfortable with as a leader. And so they put Ishbosheth up as the king. Read on.
Khan Adawan Khan. And made him king over Gilead, over the Ashurites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years. But the house of Judah followed David.
Right. So you got one faction that's following after Ishbosheth, and you got another faction following after David. Okay, read on.
In the time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. And Abner, the son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon.
Right. So you see Abner and their king, right? They go out to Gibeon. Read on.
Khan Adawan Khan. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah.
And if I could just say it like this, so if people could just remember these names. Abner and Ishbosheth. Abner and Ishbosheth are Team Saul. I'll put it like that. Abner and Ishbosheth are Team Saul. And Joab is going to be Team David. Go ahead.
Khan Adawan Khan. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and the servants of David went out and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, the one on the side of the pool, and the other on the other side of the pool.
Right. So Joab got his boys. They on one side. Abner and Ishbosheth. I always say those Ishbosheth, right? Ishbosheth. You got Abner and Ishbosheth on one side of the pool with they boys, and you got Joab on the other side and Zariah on the other side with their peoples. Go ahead.
And Abner said to Joab, let the young men now arise and play before us.
Now, when they say that, it ain't really talking about playing. It ain't talking about, hey. No, it's not talking about playing. It's actually talking about like competing.
Right.
It's talking about them competing, right? Because look, if you see the setup is one faction on one side, one faction on the other side. Go ahead. And now they're saying, let these men that I have on my side and these men on my side on that side compete together or play.
Right.
Go ahead.
And Salakia, and played before us. Mm-hmm. And Joab said, let them arise. Then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth.
Right. You got 12 that came from Ishbosheth, the son of Saul. Read on.
And 12 of the servants of David.
Now you got 12. You ever see one of them Royal Rumbles, or I've been seeing these now, or it's not like now, but I've seen them before, where they might have these fights, right? They might have these fights, and some of the dudes might have their shirts on, and some might have their shirts off. I usually see it in those like European countries where it'd be like a big Royal Rumble.
They're like Russian or something.
They're like Russian or something like that, and they come out. It's one team. One team might come out. They have some big dudes, some little dudes, some skinny, some whatever, you know what I mean? Then another group come out, and then ding, ding, ding. It's usually like in some type of, I think I've seen them in rings before, but I usually see them outside or something like that. And they come, and then it's just like, let's get it on. This team against that team, 10 to 12 people. I've seen this from my own eyes before. And people just getting knocked out everywhere. You know what I mean? You just better hope that you're not by two opponents. You know, you caught over here with two opponents ragdolling you, you know what I mean? But anyway, read on.
And they caught everyone his fellow by the head.
Right, so go ahead.
And thrust his sword in his fellow's side.
Right, so now they starting to get it on, and they grabbing each other. They grabbing each other. What it said, they grabbed each other by what?
Caught everyone by his fellow by Salakia. Caught everyone his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side.
Right, they caught each other by the head, so they grabbed each other. You understand? Go ahead.
Wherefore that place was called Helkath Hazarim, which is in Gibeon. Mm-hmm. And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David.
Now you got Abner and Ishbosheth, which is Team Saul. What did it say? It says, and there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David. So that means that Team Saul was getting beat. Team Saul was beat that day. All right. Ishbosheth and Abner was beat. Verse 18.
And there were three sons of Zariah. Salaki. And there were three sons of Zariah there. Joab and Abishai and Ashahel.
So remember these names. These three names are the sons of Zeruiah, right? Read on.
Kanadawankan. And Asahel was as light of foot as a wild roe.
Right. So Asael was light on his feet. You ever see somebody light on their feet, right? It says that he was light on his feet like a doe, like a wild roe, like a
deer,
like a deer. You know what I mean? He light on his feet, like he get gone, he get missing. You feel me? He light footed. Verse 19.
And Asahel pursued after Abner.
Now let me ask you this question right here, right? it just said that Abner was beat. Team Saul was beat. Asael's with Joab in them, right? So that's Team David.
Right.
If Team David just won, why the hell is you still chasing after Abner? Like you are, that's another problem that we have in the butt. Like nigga kick you when you down. Like god damn, you already didn't beat me up. You didn't beat me up. Boom bop, boop 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 boop. And then while I'm down, you got to go for the trash can. Bow. Chair. Bow. You know what I mean? Right, remember on Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood? Ring around the rosies. Remember? Damn, now they jumping on your head and flipping on your head and doing backflips on your head. They were already beaten. Why is Asahel chasing after Abner? You see what I'm saying? How much further are you trying to destroy it?
Right.
It's not like these are the uncircumcised. It's not like these are the Philistines or some other heathen or people that's non-Israelites. This is an Israelite. All right, y'all went to battle and y'all fought. They lost. Nigga, they lost. Let them lick their wounds. Go home, lick their wounds, and you know what I'm saying? Get your busted lip tended to and all that stuff like that.
Right.
Instead, Asahel chased after Abner. After Abner was already, it just clearly said that they was defeated.
Not out of walk on.
So Asahel, which is he's light on his feet, is chasing after Abner now. Go ahead.
And Asahel pursued after Abner, and in going he turned not to the right hand nor to the left from following Abner.
He on it. He on it. He on him. Go ahead.
Then Abner looked behind him and said,
what Abner say?
Art thou Asahel?
Hey, ain't you Asahel?
And he answered, I am. And Abner said to him, Turn thee aside to thy right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee his armor.
Hey, you hear that call? You hear that? Hey, this ain't what you want. He's telling him, look, turn to the left, or turn to the right, turn to the left, or turn to the right. Get you somebody else.
Right.
Read what he say? What did he say to him?
He said,
what verse is
and
that?
lay hold, is verse 21.
21?
He said, and lay hold on one of the young men.
Hey, grab one of the young men. This ain't what you want. Stop chasing me. Read on.
And take thee his armor.
And take his armor. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
But Asahel would not turn aside from following.
Hard-headed. You ever tell somebody something and they just got something, they just got the prize just set in their head, even to their own detriment. You're telling them, hey, stop what you're doing. Hey, don't pursue this. Right. Hey, this dude is dangerous. Oh, this sister's dangerous, or this is dangerous. Don't do this, man. I'll advise you not to.
Right.
And they do it anyway. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, I don't know if you've ever seen the clip where it's a brother on security. Somebody gets to arguing with him and he says, I'm telling you, go about your business. Mm-hmm. And the brother don't listen. He said, I'm telling you, you better go about your business. After about the third or fourth time, the security guard, he bruises him up real bad and embarrasses him in front of everybody on the street.
Oh, man. I seen one where the girl is like, the dude's trying to rob the girl, but he don't know that the girl got a ratchet on her.
Oh, yeah.
And he tries to grab it, and she's like, pulling away. I'm gonna shoot you. And then she pulls it away. Bang!
Broad daylight.
Bang! And he like, ha! You shot me.
He said, you shot me, baby.
Yeah. That's how he said it too. That's how you shot me, baby. Yeah, she warned you. And this is him. This is Asahel getting that warning.
Right.
Don't nobody care how light you are on your feet. Hey man, turn to the left, turn to the right. Hey, go get somebody else. This ain't what you want.
Go play with somebody else.
Yeah, go play with somebody else. Go play with somebody else, kids. Right? Go read on.
God out of what kind. But Asahel would not turn aside from following of him.
Right, he didn't listen. And mind you, this is after, and he's chasing an Israelite. And he's chasing an Israelite who's already been defeated.
Right.
So you're chasing somebody whose back is against the wall.
Right.
They in the corner. You know, a dog that's in the corner been defeated. You know what I mean? What you think he's gonna do to get out that corner? He's gonna attack you.
Right.
Read on.
And Abner said unto Asael, turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground?
Hey, he telling me what he gonna do. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. Stop following me, for I smite you to the ground. What does smite you to the ground mean?
Pretty much unalive you.
Unalive you. Go ahead.
How then should I hold up my face to Joab thy brother?
Right. This is even him having brotherhood. Like, how I'm gonna hold up my face to your brother if I knock you off right now. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving you fair warning, so that I don't even have to come to your brother. But if I do this, how am I even gonna face it? How am I gonna face your brother, knowing I did this to you?
Right.
Right. Go ahead.
Howbeit he refused to turn aside.
And mind you, Abner and Asael are on two different sides of the line. They're on two different teams right now.
Right.
You know, one is Team Saul, one is Team David. And Team Saul, like, hey man, chill. Team Saul already been beaten.
Right.
But Team Saul, like, chill, man. Right? He's trying to show brotherhood. Read on. And when Asael is not having any, read on.
Howbeit he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner with his hinder end of the spear.
What did he do with the spear?
Smote him under the fifth rib. And the spear came out behind him. And he fell down there and died in the same place.
Hey, didn't he warn him, Cole?
He
said, turn to the left, turn to the right. Don't keep following me. Asael didn't listen. And what did he? And he had the spear like this. Imagine you chasing me, right? Imagine you chasing me. And I'm going. I got my spear. I'm going. And I see you. Hey, man, leave me alone, man. Leave me alone. Right. Hey, man, turn to the left, turn to the right. Hey, go get somebody else, man. Leave me alone. Hey, before I have to do something. And you keep doing it, I ain't turning to the left. I ain't turning to the right. And then, you know, I got this spear in my hand. Then I just turn. I just go, bang. We still running. I just, under the fifth rib. And not only did he smote him under the fifth rib, what else did it? What happened to the spear?
It went through him.
It came out his back. He impaled him with the spear. Right? Read on.
And it came to pass that as many as came to the place where Asael fell down and died stood still. Joab and also Abishai pursued after Abner. And the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Ammah.
Call out the scripture.
Salakia. I'll reread it. Salakia. The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, and verse 24. Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner. And the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Ammah, that lieth before Giah, by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon. Verse 25. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner, and became one troop, and stood on the top of an hill.
Right. So it says, so Abner smote Asael, right? And then verse 24 says, Joab also and Abishai. Remember, those are the other two brothers,
right?
The other two sons of Zariah, right? It says Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner, right? Because, you know, their brother did now. And the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Ammah, that lieth before Giah, by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon. Verse 25, and the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together. Because remember when they made Abner the king. Remember, it was over to Benjamin, the Asherites, Ephraim, and it said all Israel or something.
Right. Kind of one kind.
So you see after Abner smotes Asael, The other two sons is still chasing him, right? Or they're still pursuing after him. And then in verse 25, you see Benjamin gets together with Abner on the top of the hill. And then it says what? That they become one troop. They become one troop. So they rocking with Abner. Now they with Abner like, yeah, what up? Where they at? You know what I'm saying? Now Abner got, some help.
Right.
So they're like, yeah, what's up? You know what I mean? And where was that? Salaki. And stood on the top of the hill, verse 26.
Verse 26. Then Abner called to Joab and said, shall the sword devour forever?
Why isn't that should happen every day in the black community? When the Crips is fighting the Bloods and the Vice Lords is fighting the who the Vice what's the GDs,
right?
GDs and Vice Lords and 135th Street fighting 121st Street and 63rd and 64th. Yeah, 63rd and 64th. At some point, one has to say, "Hey, man, shall the sword devour forever?" How a lot of them beefs between Bloods and Crips is from before you was even born. It's a beef that came from the 70s or a beef that came from the 80s that, people just still keep going on. And I guarantee you that most of the people who rep the gang can't tell you exactly what the beef is. They can't tell you exactly where it stems from. All they know is we have beef. But what Abner is saying to Joab is Abner is saying, how long are we going to keep beefing? How long are we going to keep unaliving each other? Right? Read on.
Shall the sword devour forever?
Mm-hmm.
Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end?
It's just going to be bitter in the latter end. Nobody's going to win. Right? It's just going to be a continuous battle between two brothers.
Right.
Go ahead.
How long shall it be then? Thou bid the people return from following their brethren.
Mm-hmm.
And Joab said, as God liveth, unless thou hadst spoken, surely then in the morning the people had gone up, every one from following his brother.
Right. Verse 26, it says, then Abner called Joab and said, shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end? How long shall it be then? Ere thou bid the people return from chasing me, return from chasing their brother. Right. Verse 27. And Joab said, as God liveth, unless thou hast spoken, unless you had said something right now, right? Unless you spoke up for yourself right now. Surely then in the morning the people had gone up, every one from following his brother. Read on. Did you read 28?
So I'll get in there.
Right, because by the morning time, we wouldn't have gave up pursuing.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 28. So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood still and pursued after Israel no more. Neither fought they any more.
Right, Joab. So Joab, which is Team David, I gotta say it like that, so because it's a lot of names.
Right.
But Joab, which is Team David, had to blow the trumpet because Abner was right. Abner was right. How long are we going to keep this going, man?
Right.
How long y'all going to keep chasing your brother? He said your brother.
Right.
And Joab was honest and sincere in that moment where it's like, well, if you didn't say nothing, we was gonna chase you in the morning. Right. We was gonna keep chasing. But because we spoke up, because we spoke to one another, they was able to stay. They was able to stop the slaughter. They was able to stop the beef at that moment. Because when you read on, it just continues. It's a good story.
Right.
As far as this right here showing the brotherhood, but when you read on to say chapter 3, they get back to it again. You know what I mean? Where we stopped at?
29.
29. Go ahead, finish it up.
Verse 29. And Abner and his men walked all that night through the plain and passed over Jordan and went through all Bithron, and they came to Mahanaim. And Joab returned from following Abner.
Right. So Joab stopped following Abner. Go ahead.
And when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 19 men and Asael.
Right. So out of David's men, 20 people were knocked off, right? 19 men and Ashael. Go ahead.
Verse 31. But the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 303 score men died.
Right. But David's men unalived, how many?
303 score men.
What is 303 score?
I forget what the score means. Is that
20?
20. Okay.
So it's how many years?
300.
Or not how many years? How many people?
303 scores. 320.
360.
360. It's a lot.
And 3 scores. So, three of the scores, you know what I mean? 20, 40, 60. So 360 men out of Abner's men were unalived.
Right.
And only 20 out of David's men were unalived. That's a big difference there. You feel me? It's a very big difference. But nevertheless, no matter the numbers, it's still all Israelites, man. It's still Israelites fighting with Israelites. You see what I'm saying? And at some point, somebody has to do what these brothers did so that we don't continue to lose lives like that.
Right.
At the hands of our own selves. I mean, goddamn, that's horrible. So a lot of lives at the hands of us. Verse 32.
Verse 32. And they took up Asael and buried him in the sepulcher of his father, which was in Bethlehem.
Right. So they buried Ashael with who was his father? Zariah. Go ahead.
And Joab and his men went all night, and they came to Hebron at break of day.
Right. So I just wanted to read those because look, a lot of times, brothers may or may not read a chapter like that, but that chapter is those 2 chapters. That story right there is not like a story that where you just skip around. You'll literally miss the story. But there was a lot to unpack in that where you could see brotherhood, and you could see people's fight for brotherhood. It was a lot to see there, a lot of lessons to learn in that. What you got going on over there, man? What do y'all got that button over there? Go hard pushing the button.
The spotlight's on.
But anyway, it's a great story for brotherhood.
Right.
Great story for brotherhood because not only does it mention Abner and Joab and those brothers, it even shows you the brotherhood between David and Saul. Right? It shows the brotherhood between David and Saul, and it shows that we have to, like, if you have a beef with a brother, you have to get that beef straightened out, because if you don't get that beef straightened out, our kids will be fighting in our death. Right? Saul and David had an issue. And we just read about their sons who still had an issue with each other even after one of them was dead.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So at some point, we have to learn how to forgive each other.
Right.
Not to say that you're going to necessarily forget, but you for sure have to forgive a brother. And David is a perfect example of that, where he forgave Saul multiple times after Saul tried to unalive him. And even in Saul's death, he like revenged Saul's death. You know what I mean? He even unalived the Amalekite that had a hand in Saul's death. So these are stories that we can all take a lesson from. We should be reading these. We shouldn't just be going in the damn book and just reading, little parts here, little parts there, just reading how to cut a Christian or anything like that. Right. You got to get in there. You got to be different than the Christian as well. You got to get in there and understand what he don't understand.
Right.
Right. Because they don't understand the history. So you got to get in there and you got to understand that history. You got to read that history as well. So you're not what?
Like a Christian or
A Christian.
Right.
you had to say so? All right. With that being said, I think we covered what we needed to cover here tonight, Hall. You ready?
Kind out of one kind.
Pass the class over to Priest and Officer Hall.
Kind out of one kind. I'm gonna just move the camera real quick. Bear with me.
You know what? I got a hard copy of that too. I'm gonna bring it here. I found it in my house.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Security announcements.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Also,
take a step to the right.
I'll step to the right.
No, that's your left. One, boom.
Right there. Count out of all kind. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment, which can be found in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. In the Hebrew, it is ma'ashara, which is 10% of any increase the Lord gives you. Also, we have a free will offering or a priest fund, which is not mandatory, but it is greatly appreciated. It could be funds, a bottle, whatever's on your heart. Also, we have up and coming Holy Convocation, which is the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. That is on Sunday, September 21st, and that can be found in Leviticus 23, 24 through 25. All right. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, remember to wear all black boots, pants, shirt, and headband. And with that being said, men of Israel, a Amijim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, a Amijim Shabbat, a Amijim, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatham.
Yashmatah. We go on Sar, which means turn to the sisters. Sisters stand, a Amijim. All right. Men of Israel, a Amijim Shabbat, a Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatham by Shem Yahushua. Yashmatah. Class dismissed.